All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode here on the Dividend Doggo Show on YouTube, and I'm bringing you in for the weekly portfolio review where we're going to go over what trades I made this week for the Dividend Doggo portfolio and go over kind of how the portfolio performed and held up over the week, and we'll kind of just start with an overall glance. This is a taxable brokerage account through M1 Finance that my wife and I I manage all of it, but we can co-contribute to this account. We have several different accounts, both with M1 Finance and through other brokerages for 401k accounts and things of that nature. But this is the bridge gap account for when we want to retire early. We want this account to provide enough dividends yearly for us to be able to supplement our income and bridge the gap between probably about 50 years old to 59 and a half when we can start withdrawing money from our 401k accounts. So that gives you kind of a brief oversight. This portfolio is basically designed to hold a bunch of dividend growth stocks and a couple other pure growth plays, such as Berkshire Hathaway and a new one that I added this week that is a new stock to the portfolio. So let's dial it in. You can see that we're at all-time highs for the portfolio this week, closing out at $753,182.67. This is the highest this portfolio has been. There was no additional cash contributed to the account this week. The buys that I made were purely off of dividends. And there was one additional little bit of money, which is my YouTube income came in, and I went ahead and bought something with that. So we're going to dive in here. We will first take a look at the buys for the week. We had some dividends roll in from Raytheon and Home Depot, and then we had some little minor dividends that I just kept everything together from. We also got a referral bonus, which is absolutely amazing. 2 of them in the past 3 weeks or 2 weeks, which is absolutely awesome. That is definitely coming from you guys watching these videos. That is absolutely amazing to see an extra $100 go into the portfolio from that. But overall, I did want to show the purchases that we made with these, and the deposit of $142.21. That was the YouTube income, which comes from Google AdSense, and that went into Google shares. So I went ahead and purchased a fractional purchase of Google share, and when the stock splits, hopefully this will be one entire share, maybe a little bit over, because I think it's like a 20-to-1 split or something like that coming up. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I went ahead and decided that I do want to put all of the YouTube income. It is not taxed, so I will pay taxes on that next year. However, for now, I'm just going to set it in shares of Google and continue to buy Google with that for however many months I see fit. I think it's a really interesting concept to invest in your employer, if you want to call it that. It's more of a side hustle and just an interesting hobby that makes money for me to be able to share my personal finance journey with all of you on YouTube and get something in return for it is pretty amazing in all sense of what a hobby should be, right? So let's look at the buys for the week. You saw that we had the Home Depot dividend come in, and we had some referral money come in. That went into Berkshire Hathaway, and a little bit over, I combined the Home Depot dividend and the Raytheon dividend to buy Home Depot shares with that, to drip those dividends in and continue to have them compound and work for us in the future. Now, Berkshire Hathaway does not pay a dividend. However, it collects a load of dividends every year from big names like Apple and other players in the game. They own a lot of Apple shares. They own Geico Insurance. They own Dairy Queen and See's Candies and Moody's. Like, they own a bunch. They have their fingers in a lot of different pies. So it's something that I just want to own for the portfolio. They've consistently seen 20% growth over time and they showcase that in their yearly letters. So I absolutely want to own a small chunk of Berkshire Hathaway. I'd love to own a Class A share, but those are like $500,000 just for one share. So those are the buys for the portfolio for the week. And let's break down real quick here by sector. As you can see, the AbbVie and AbbVie was up. Johnson & Johnson was also up 1% and 1.3% for AbbVie. Pretty amazing. AbbVie just keeps going up. I expect that to come down some in 2023, though, when earnings are a little bit crazy. So Mo was up. Home Depot was down a bit this week, 8.8%, which is partially why I wanted to drip the shares in, because it is getting close to my original cost basis. It has come down quite a bit, and both Home Depot and Lowe's are down a bit this week, and that is absolutely a sector that I want to put a little bit more attention to as they get into better evaluation territory. I want to keep watching those and see how they do. So lots of things in the consumer pie. Overall, it was green, but that was mainly off the back of Altria being up 5.5%. As you can see, Target was down, Costco was down. Coke and Pepsi were both up. So about 3 out of 7 stocks were in the green, and the major weighting is on Altria. They're carrying its back. Altria was up because their guidance was... I believe it was analysts uprated it to a buy, so that was kind of interesting. VST was up for the week at 2.25%. So that is pretty wild that it's continuing to go up. I'm not sure if that's off the back of like share buybacks or if it's just continuing to just get more attention from retail investors. Sorry if the music was a little loud. I am going to dial it down a little bit because it's a little loud for me. So the finance sector was barely up at 0.44 or $400. This is mainly JP Morgan was up this week. Bank of America was up. OZK was down, which is kind of interesting. I didn't look into this much because it's just a couple percent. I don't really dive into stuff too much if it's fluctuating a percent or two on the week. Tech was up in the green this week with Apple leading the charge at 6.55%. And as you can see, I bought Google this week and it's already up 4%, making me wish I had bought more Google. But that's pretty wild. Como Money, which is Schwab and Berkshire, they were both up this week. Berkshire was up 4.75% this week, which is absolutely amazing. We don't have a lot of Berkshire Hathaway shares yet, but we're at 47. Ideally, I want to get that up to 100 so that when I do trade options on it in the future, we'll be able to write contracts for covered calls on that. So overall, industrial was up this week about 4%. That was mainly Lockheed Martin being up 6%. Cat was up 1%. Raytheon was up 5% this week. So industrials had an overall really solid week as well. That brings us to the monthly stocks, which is mainly just BST. Obviously, if the tech sector's up, BST is going to be up because it tracks and follows the Googles, the Apples, and the Microsofts of the world and writes calls against their shares to basically generate monthly income that comes to you. I believe this is yielding over 5% still. They did pay out a really heavy special dividend in December that kind of skewed their yield table. And then the owner's rewards pie, there's really not a whole lot in here. I'm just showing it because it's there. There's a little bit in all of these different stocks. This is just to get the credit card rewards off of these stocks. Some of these are 5%, 10%, and 2.5% that you get cashback rewards from spending with the credit card through M1 Finance. So that is pretty much the weekly review here for the portfolio. And I wanted to talk about one thing. We are starting a book club. It is on the Joseph Carlson Discord. However, if you are not a member of that community, you can still participate, because I am going to talk about the books for each month, and then each week I'm going to highlight some of the comments that people found interesting, or different parts of the book that people found interesting via the conversations we have about the book through the book club. So overall, that's going to be pretty amazing. The first book we are starting with, I will put a link down in the description for. If you use that link, it will be providing a referral. Like, I'll get a small percentage. Any money that's generated through that link is going to go to an Amazon gift card, and that gift card will be given out to one of the people participating in the book club via comments. So we will have in April, the book is Richer, Wiser, Happier. And that book is absolutely amazing. And I think every investor should definitely read that book. I'll have a link down in the description, but you can pick it up via Amazon. You can listen to it on Audible for free by signing up through the link in the description. You'll get the book for free and be able to listen to it, which is absolutely pretty amazing. It has a really high ranking on Goodreads as well. The author's name for this book is William Green. And basically, he interviews and talks to the world's greatest investors over the past, 60, 70 years. Some of these guys have been investing. People like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Howard Marks, Pavrai. There's just a slew of different interviews in each of these different chapters, and it's absolutely awesome. It's packed with powerful insights from some of the most successful investors, and it showcases a lot of the characteristics that these guys have in. They're very similar in personalities when it comes to how they emotionally detach themselves from their portfolios and trading, which is an exceptionally awesome trait to have as an investor, because the roller coaster ride that you get on with the stock market is a lot to stomach for most people. And having a strong stomach with your stock portfolio and being able to stay invested for the long haul is a critical key thing that they talk about in this book, and it is very, very cool. So if you're interested in participating, you can use the link below. You don't have to, but hopefully the idea is that we are going to put a video out. I'm going to put a video out on my channel in April, talking about what I liked about the book, and then showcasing some of the comments from the community here on YouTube and via the Joseph Carlson Discord community. And if you want to join that, I will put a link to his Patreon. You get a bunch of different features. You get access to the stock tool, Qualtrim, which gives you insights, and the Dip Finder tool, which are both very unique and interesting things to be able to have quick glances for stock research. And he offers that as part of his Patreon, as well as you can join the Discord community, where you can chat with dozens of millionaire investors who are actively invested in the market, some people who are retired and living off their dividend income. You get I believe there's well into the 1,000+ member range with that Discord community. It's a pretty positive and uplifting community for the most part, with a really high focus on doing analysis, education, and you've got multiple different people in there that can really help level up your game. There's options trading channels. We've obviously going to have the book club. We've got an off-topic section for music and movies and TV. All kinds of different stuff going on there. There's daily trades, so you can see what everyone is trading and buying, what people are selling. You get access to exclusive content and interviews from other people. You can participate in live stock chats on Friday nights, where people like myself and others get on a Discord stage, and you can ask us open-aired questions to benefit the entire community, which is really awesome. It's a couple bucks a month, and it's really, really cool to participate in that group. So I've been a part of that group for almost 2 years now, and it's pretty awesome. So I wanted to leave that here. April's going to be Richer, Wiser, Happier. Participation, we're basically going to jot everyone's names down, their comments, and put it in a random generator, and whoever wins will get an Amazon gift card that they can use toward the May book. That's the basic concept of the book club. I am personally sponsoring it if we don't get enough revenue from the link for Amazon Associates. So it's probably going to be like a $10 to $20 gift card just to make sure that you can afford to get whatever the next book is that we're reading in the club. So enough about that. Thank you for everyone who did sign up with the referral link. It is still $50 with M1 Finance. I want to try not to harp on it too much because every M1 Finance person on YouTube harps on it. But thank you guys very much for using it. And I wanted to say this week was amazing for the capital gains. I don't think I covered this, but it was $12,610 total, and of that, $2,187 was earned dividend income. That is incredible for me. I think that's a 1 week record for my portfolio. That's absolutely staggering. We have some dividends rolling in next week, and I'm pretty excited about that because we have VST, we have SCHD, just some heavy hitters in my portfolio that are paying out. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned to see what I'm buying next week. And if you liked the video, please comment, say something if you want to join the book club. If you're at all interested in studying books, they say the average CEO reads 60 books a year. I'm lucky if I read like 14 to 20 in an entire year. And with the book club, we're going to try to get through like probably about 8 for this year, but our goal is going to be 12 per year. And we're going to try to pick out some of the better finance books that have really good insights in them. So thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate every single one of you. I hope all of you have a great, fantastic weekend where you get to relax and enjoy life and de-stress a little bit and be safe out there. Dividend Doggo signing out.